Again, Erev Shabbos. It is not Friday, it's Erev Shabbos, and we are here to turn Friday into Erev Shabbos. Erev Shabbos, Erev Parsha Zachor, Erev Purim. A big thank you to our generous sponsors, Mendy and Tzipora Fishman, Schus V'chai Rivka Tzipora Friedel, in memory of Rabbi Jonathan Sachs, Rabbi Yaakov Sibin David Aryeh. Today's Turn Friday into Erev Shabbos is also sponsored by Mark and Joanna Dennis, in memory of Joanna's grandfather Yehuda and Shmuel, whose yahrzeit is the 12th of Adar, and in memory of special grandpa Israel Margulies, by his children, grandchildren, and great-grandchildren. Of course, our beloved member, we remember Israel Margulies very, very well and very fondly. As I said, this is a very special Shabbos. It is not an ordinary Shabbos. No Shabbos is ordinary. Erev Shabbos, by definition, is extraordinary and unique. Unique because each of us is unique and different based on the week that we had, the week that we will have, who we are and who we are with. But also that Shabbos, the Torah reading, that Shabbos this week, Zachor, that Shabbos, Erev Purim, and all of the above. And this Shabbos is in the middle of the BR's global campaign. If you benefit, if you enjoy, if you are enriched by the shiurim, by the content, by the podcast, by the interviews, please go to brsonline.org/global and do your part. Give something modest, give something major, but we need your help in order to continue to contribute. Our Parsha Truma, Tetzaveh rather, includes the pasuk. Shivas Yamim v'Haya Mizbeach Kodesh Kodashim Konageh Mizbeach Yigdash. Shivas Yamim writes the Vishnitzer, writes the Heilige Imre Chaim. Shivas Yamim Romes LaShabbos Kodesh. The pasuk's not talking about Shabbos at all, but as the Vishnitzer is wont to do, he connects this beautiful pasuk to be describing and speaking about Shabbos. 7 days Shivas Yamim is a remez, is a hint, is an allusion to Shabbos Kodesh. Ein v'haya ela lashon simcha, and the word v'haya always comes to teach us joy, simcha. Mizbeach Romes LaShulchan. The Mizbeach is a hint, is an allusion to our Shulchan, our dining room table. Concludes the Vishnitzer, Shulchan Shabbos Kodesh Mali Simcha Hu Kodesh HaKadoshim. The way to read the pasuk Shivas Yamim V'Haya Mizbeach Kodesh Kadoshim is seventh day. Every seventh day, i.e. Shabbos, turn your Mizbeach, i.e. your Shulchan, V'Haya, have Simcha, and it's Kodesh HaKadoshim. The Holy of Holies of life is not to sit around fibissina and miserable and burdened and complaining and tired and yawning and rushing, but to sit at a Shabbos table b'simcha. To sit at a Shabbos table, to sing, to laugh, to tell stories in Divrei Torah, to ask questions and have conversation, to sit at a Shabbos table, b'simcha v'haya, at the Mizbeach, that's Kodesh HaKadoshim, the Holy of Holies of life. It's not in shul, not even in the base measures. The Holy of Holies of life is around that shulchan, around that dining room table, with our guests and with our family and with our friends and with our neighbors. But to sit at that table to host others, to sit at that table to inspire and motivate ourselves and others, to be able to v'haya, feel the simcha at our Mizbeach. That's the Kodesh HaKadoshim. That is the Holy of Holies of life. That is the Kodesh HaKadoshim of life. Okay, back to Rav Meyer Morgenstern. We're learning B'yam D'Rachecha. We've been learning about Havdalah. Why are we learning Havdalah as part of Turn Friday into Erev Shabbos? Because Erev Shabbos did not begin on Motzei Shabbos. Erev Shabbos begins when? Erev Shabbos begins not on Thursday or Friday. It begins rather on Motzei Shabbos. So Sikum, to finish Havdalah. Gimel Avodos Yesh Lanu B'Havdalah Alakos. Habesamim, Haner, V'Havdalah. That transition, that inflection point where we go from the holiness and sanctity of Shabbos back into the week, where we're taking it with us, where we're bringing it out to the week. Shabbos is the Makor Bracha. It's the source of all blessing. But we can't live entirely and only in Shabbos. Shabbos is Me'ein Olam Haba, but it's not yet Olam Haba. We're still living in Galus. We're still living in the Bechina of the weekday that we have to work. We're still living in a world of Gashmias that we have to navigate and we have to try to elevate. So we have to go from Shabbos where we visit and we find a refuge. We go to Shabbos where we are invigorated, but we have to bring it all back into the week. And we do that through the messages of Besamim, Lahakir Pnimia Sheish B'chol Davar, to see the depth of everything. There's the external spice, but then there's the fragrance, the depth, the pnimius. The Ner, L'cholfefes HaChitzonis V'koach HaNivra, to turn our fingers towards us, our thumb underneath it, to look at our nails, but bent over, submissive. We are surrendering to Hashem. As we look at that fire, the fire of Hashem, we are kafaf, we are bent over, we submit, we surrender to Hashem, and we have to light ourselves on fire. We have to live lives of a Yiddishkeit. We are on fire. You can't be lukewarm. If you're lukewarm, the next generation is cold, and if you're cold, the next generation is gone. You have to be on fire. And Havdalah finally on wine is the straight and narrow. There is no one, nothing else but him. Amnam hugam aseh shevachitzonis kach yinivraim sheyifalu v'yasu mamela case b'motzei Shabbos and nivra tzarich lavad b'kol kocho kisod hayayin. There is the borei and the nivra. Hashem is the creator and we are the created. And by being created, we are a continuity and extension of Hashem. By being created, He gave us an independent value. Go, take initiative. Go and show bechira. Go and conquer the world. Odin Yirmaz b'havdalah. And then says Rav Shemayr, even though HaKadosh Baruch Hu can be found here, there, and everywhere, HaKadosh Baruch Hu is omnipotent and omniscient. Nevertheless, you have to know, where is He revealed more? And to find and to cling to Hashem, specifically in the place of His most intense presence, where we can feel Him the most. HaKadosh Baruch Hu wants to invite us to tap into and to have access to His revelation, to feel His presence and to feel that connection to Him, It's not something that we move on from. And then Motzei Shabbos, Havdalah, too many people, Shabbos ends and they're grateful. They can't wait for Shabbos to end. A Yid should hold on to Shabbos as long as possible. Tosefes Shabbos, the mitzvah to add on to Shabbos, is not only at the very beginning of Shabbos. The mitzvah of Tosefes Shabbos extends and continues till after Shabbos. Don't be in such a rush. Hold on a little bit longer. Does anyone throw their children and grandchildren out at the end of that visit? You say, stay a little bit longer. Does anyone run from the vacation? I'm so happy and relieved it's over. I wish it lasted a little bit longer. Everything a little bit longer. You savor the presence, the connection, to be with others. Similarly, Hashem, Shabbos, the time that we are miyachid, to have yichud with Hashem Yisbarach, to be alone, to have an intimate rendezvous with Hashem. We just want to hold on to it a little bit longer. We're not in a rush. We're not running. There's nowhere to go other than to be with Him. And the way we hold on, Havdalah, savor Havdalah. Don't run through, don't discharge, don't recite, don't discharge Havdalah. Savor Havdalah. The deeper messages, Besamim, and Ner, and Havdalah and Yayin. And then there's beautiful tefillos. Some say V'yitein Lecha in Shul, some say V'yitein Lecha afterwards. There's a beautiful Ribon Kol Olamim that parallels the Friday night one. It's a beautiful tefillah that's said between Shalom Aleichem and Neshes Chayil Friday night. There's a parallel tefillah on Motzei Shabbos after Havdalah. And I try to say it. I don't always get it in, but I try to say it every week. To sit and to read that and to try to focus our aspiration and ambition for the week. To try to collect what we received from Shabbos and to try to go into a week that we'll be proud of when that week ends. I told you about a Kabbalah I made that Baruch Hashem I've been able to keep, to not look at my phone until after Havdalah. Don't look at technology. Whatever texts or WhatsApps or news releases or podcast releases, you'll see it after Havdalah. What's the rush? Savor Shabbos a little bit longer. Even if you've said, I'm Avda ben Kodesh L'chol, even if you turned on a light or you drove your car home from shul, but still, don't go on the device. Don't check the technology. Be immersed in a world that is of serenity and tranquility and peace and pleasantness. Don't return yet. Don't return yet. Whatever the first thing you do after Havdalah, don't run. What's the movie? What's the TV? What's the outing? What's the kedusha? What's the holy act? What's the holy activity I'm going to be involved in? I'm a nivra. Hashem created me. So on Shabbos, I surrender to Him. I do no malacha. On Shabbos, I recognize You're in charge. You're in control. I don't control anything. But now that I re-enter a world where I take initiative, now that I've re-entered the space of Vikiv Shua, I want to go conquer Your world, Hashem. I want to go make a difference as a nivra, as a created that's going to now conquer Your world. What's the first thing I want to do? What do I want to do? So some say V'yitein Lecha, the Ribon Kol Olamim. We'll pick up next time with Malava Malka. We're not yet done with the queen. We're still escorting her. We're still taking her. We're not yet done with the queen. So whatever is that first act as a nivra, make it a holy act, make it a meaningful act, make it a righteous act. Mitzvah Hashem, I want to wish everyone a happy Shabbos, a healthy Shabbos, a holy Shabbos, a Shabbos of Parsha Zachor, to remember what matters and what's important, to remember to get rid of the Amalek, the doubt and uncertainty in our lives, and then to wish everybody a freilichen and a happy and amazing, amazing Purim. Have a wonderful Shabbos, Chavra. Kavod Shabbos Kodesh.